Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening. This is Network News for Thursday, September 29, 2022. In the headlines, roadway opens for retroactive pension payments for retired public servants as supplementary appropriation bill passes initial stages in the House of Representatives. NDC administration tackles outstanding national debt left unserviced. Molyneux land slippage project makes headway under the new government. In Around the Globe, regionally, Guyana's Labour Minister urges employees to report employers who pay below minimum wage. Internationally, Kamala Harris visits DMZ after North Korea missile launch to demonstrate the U.S.'s commitment to South Korea. Plus, in the sports news, local referees and football officials engage in FIFA course, while Grenada share points with St. Lucia in Windward Islands Super 50 clash. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
From Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. One of the major campaign promises made by the National Democratic Congress has hit a milestone towards fruition. The $60 million promised for retroactive pension payments to retired public servants are now within reach as the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2022 was passed in the lower house of Parliament on Thursday. Rena Pett Thomas tells us more.
The funds for retroactive pension payment has taken the first major step to being secured with the passing of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2022 in the House of Representatives on Thursday. Other major allocations for the supplementary appropriations were financing for the new Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation with a sum of $77 million and an additional $80 million for the Ministry of Infrastructure. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, in presenting his first bill in Parliament, says funding was also sought for a fire tender for Carriacou and the salary allocations for 65 nursing assistants, among others.
As a result, it has become necessary for this specific sum to be provided for. And, Mr. Speaker, when one looks at the estimates set out in the Appropriation Act, we would see that the payment of the retroactive pension is in fact the second largest single aggregate item. The government has set up the Pension Secretariat via the Ministry of Finance. The Secretariat is located at Mount Welldale in the Corporate Affairs Office. The staff at Mount Welldale are working tirelessly to ensure that the processing of the pensions occur and that it is paid by 30th November 2022.
The passing of the Supplementary Appropriation Act for the period 1st January to 31st December 2022 at the first session of the 11th Parliament outlined the request of the newly elected government for an additional expenditure of $197,702,991 for the year 2022. According to Prime Minister Mitchell, the additional expenditure was not catered for in 2022.
Upon assuming office, particularly as it relates to the public sector investment program, there were significant and extensive projects that were ongoing, some of which incurred increases in the budgeted figure for a number of reasons, ranging from increase in the overall cost of bitumen, which has led to an overall increase in the cost of the road projects.
The minister outlined other programs and projects that will benefit from the additional money allocated.
An additional sum of $360,000 for training of 75 new recruits for the Royal Grenadier Police Force, which includes things like meals and uniform. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, an additional sum of $1 million. That has arisen because of the rationalization of the diplomatic posts. As you would recall, Mr. Speaker, we, as a new administration, have indicated that we are recalling our ambassadors so that we can have dialogue with them and so that new appointments can be made. Naturally, that requires us to treat with outgoing ambassadors who have to recall the expense of coming home, etc.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Mark, Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen, was elected Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. She took her oath at the first sitting of the 11th session of Parliament on Thursday morning. The former minister was nominated by Member of Parliament for St. David and Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. The motion was seconded by MP for St. Andrew Northeast, Kate Lewis-Peters.
Representatives, pursuant to standing order number 3 of the House of Representatives, I now invite nominations for the office of Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Mr. Speaker, I move to nominate the Honourable MP for St. Mark, Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen.
Right, Honourable Kate Lewis has seconded the motion. Is there any other nominations? There being no other nominations, I now declare Honourable Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The first session of the 11th Parliament also saw the formation of several committees, including the Finance Committee and the Public Accounts Committee.
Whereas standing order number 71 of the House of Representatives standing orders provides for the appointment of a committee to consist of a chairman and 2 members to be known as a standing orders committee, which shall be elected as soon as may be after the beginning of each session. Be it resolved that the Honourable House do it now appoint the members of the said committee.
Other news, Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister says discussions have already begun in addressing some of the nation's outstanding debt issues with other countries. The rest of the details in this report.
Grenada presently owes the government of Venezuela the sum of $370 million. Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andel disclosed during Tuesday's post-cabinet brief that the government of Grenada has held preliminary discussions with the government of Venezuela with a view of repaying what is owed. The discussion with Venezuela is centered on the Petro-Caribe debt.
Venezuela was another one of the countries that we had a fruitful bilateral discussion with, and they indicated that soon they will be resuming the Petro-Caribe agreement, and this could not come at a better time considering the generally high price of fuel on the international market these days. We are also indebted to Venezuela through the Petro-Caribe agreement, and initial discussions have taken place regarding a mechanism for amortizing that debt.
The Foreign Affairs Minister was among the official delegation traveling to the USA to attend the United Nations General Assembly, where the discussions took place. The latest Grenada Public Debt Bulletin, published by the Ministry of Finance, shows Petro-Caribe's debt is 11.5% of GDP. Petro-Caribe was an oil alliance involving Venezuela and several CARICOM states. The alliance was founded in June 2005. Through that agreement, Venezuela offered those in the alliance oil supplies based on a concessionary financial agreement. The payment system allowed for the purchase of oil at market value for 5 to 50% upfront, with a grace period of 1 to 2 years. The remainder can be paid through a 17 to 25-year financing agreement with 1% interest if oil prices are above US $40 per barrel. That agreement crumbled in 2019. Although not delving into much details, the Foreign Affairs Minister highlighted Trinidad and Tobago among other countries where there are unsettled debt issues. Minister Anders says they have already begun the process of addressing that matter.
Also, I should say it was a one-on-one between the Foreign Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Amory Brown, and myself, to address another outstanding debt issue. It's a debt totaling in the region of $80 million EC dollars, contracted in 2005 following Ivan, and in 2013. Not only the Algeria debt, but also the debt to Trinidad and Tobago and another one to Libya have landed us in a category of selective default. I do not have the details as to the specifics of the Algeria debt, and it is my understanding that it is a relatively small sum. Of course, over the years, interests would have accumulated, making it bigger than it was originally.
Christina John, GBN News.
Well, in an attempt to find out what was holding back the commencement of the Molyneux Road project, Member of Parliament for St. Mark, Dr. Clarice Modeste-Cohen, brought forward several questions and concerns during the sitting of the House of Representatives on Thursday. Several factors which were overlooked by the NNP administration were brought to light by the NDC MPs. More in this report.
Member of Parliament for St. Mark Clarice Modeste-Cohen, while reminding the new NDC administration that the NNP regime had secured a contract with a Sanusian company to start the Molyneux Road project, noted her concerns that no groundwork has yet started.
My understanding is from the then Minister for Infrastructure in the prior administration, in the new National Government administration, new National Party administration, that we were assured that a contract had been signed with a company. My understanding is that a company from St. Lucia won the bid or the tender, whatever, and that company had mobilized into Grenada. They had set up office. They had contracted workers from Grenada as well as had brought over, and that is a few months ago. That is prior to the elections.
Minister for Infrastructure Dennis Cornwell quickly responded to the opposition member to clear the air and explained that the former NNP government failed to issue work permits or to negotiate with landowners in the area, among others.
Whereas there were initiatives taken to basically award a contract for the start of the Mauritania project. The fact remains, there were a number of outstanding issues that had to be resolved. And even today, as I speak, we have now come to the conclusion that this project will commence on October 10th.
Cornwall also announced that the starting date for the commencement of work for the road project will be in October.
Issues of compensation for the lands that were owned by the people who lived in that particular location. There were matters of actually accepting the contractor's equipment on island, and they probably needed to basically get concessions for those, as well as other matters that had to be resolved. So I therefore believe to state that this administration unnecessarily delayed the start of that project is incorrect.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Still ahead in Network News, Legal Affairs Minister says government has no intention to return the high courts to the Carenage location. Stay with us.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec.
Sunday, October 2nd from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium. Get ready for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Cars and Cash Mega Bingo.
Hear this. You can win not one, not two, not even three, but 4 cars. Wow. That's not all. You also get a chance to win $25,000 in cash.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. 4 cars plus $25K cash in one massive event. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. Sunday, October 2nd, we're heading to the National Stadium for Mega Force Promotions. Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. This will be the event of the century, and it's that.
It's better together. Tastes amazing. This crazy combo make you want the greatest. Cookie made the chocolate. Can't live without it. 100% goodness. Me want Devon chocolate digestive. Rich chocolate with cookie crunchness.
Cookie beats chocolate in Devon Chocolate Digestive. Better because it's both.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
Affordable quality products products delivered to you via Superb service. We are Superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
Be an instant winner today with the NLA by simply purchasing your Daily Pick 3 and Playway tickets at your nearest agent or NLA outlet. As a proud sponsor of the CPL cricket coverage, the NLA continues to support the development of sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The NLA, making your dreams a reality.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Rebecca Television Center, the NDC administration has no intention of returning the high courts to the Carenage location. We get more in this report.
Attorney General and Legal Affairs Minister Claudia Joseph was questioned during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing about the reasoning behind the discontinued use of the former Lime building on the Carenage in St. George, which once housed all of Grenada's high courts, formerly called the Hall of Justice. Her response was this.
I have seen nothing that explains why that building was abandoned in terms of use by the courts. I don't know what caused the discontinuance of the use.
The Attorney General says they have no plans to reconsider using the building to hear court matters.
If we have good reason, I can tell you when it was discontinued, I was an active member of the bar, and at the time there were a lot of complaints by the staff in particular of having certain health issues which they somehow connected to the building. But in terms of anything formal or anything that will support or concretize those claims, I have not seen those. So until we've seen otherwise, we would err on the side of caution and not consider the use of that building.
In 2014, Grenada's high courts were under one roof, the former Lime building on the Carenage, overlooking the St. George's Harbour. Before the 2014 move, the high courts were formerly housed downstairs York House, which was destroyed by Hurricane Ivan 18 years ago. Presently, the high courts are housed in split locations, including at the National Stadium and Clico building on Yonge Street, St. George. The 3 civil and 1 criminal courts are in the Clico building, while the other criminal court is at the National Stadium. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Now, a vaccination and education drive to commemorate World Rabies Day. A collaborative venture to observe World Rabies Day saw the Ministries of Agriculture and Health, as well as a private veterinarian, Dr. Kenroy Carter, bringing people, animals, and the environment under the banner of One Health. Christina John reports.
The community outreach, which was held in the village of Pearl St. Andrew, sought to promote vaccination and educate farmers and animal owners to break the cycle of one of the world's oldest diseases.
We're trying to bring across
pass the message and sensitize the public with the importance of rabies. Rabies is a deadly virus endemic to Grenada, and so we at the Ministry of Agriculture is taking up the role, trying to help farmers alike as pet owners in vaccinating their animal against this deadly disease.
That was Tara Brazan, the Ministry of Agriculture's representative. Senior Environmental Health Officer Kenny James explains that the ongoing rabies control programs offer a great example of One Health implementation that is crucial for zoonotic diseases like rabies.
An effort to protect the livestock population, the pet population, and also the human population against rabies. Pearls was selected based on the number of animals, because if you come to the airport side here, you will see a large amount of cattle in Pearls, and also sheep, goat. You'll find a large population there. So we selected that area, and for the past 2 years in the pandemic, we were not able to conduct our annual rabies vaccination program in that part of the area. So it means that some of the animals up here are not protected against the rabies.
Rabies is a fatal but preventable viral disease. It can spread to people and pets and is transmitted through direct contact with saliva or brain or nerve system tissues from an infected animal. The global health observance of World Rabies Day began in 2007 to enhance prevention and control efforts. Private veterinarian Dr. Kenroy Carter, who volunteered to assist the ministry, says the activity held on Wednesday in St. Andrew was a perfect opportunity to reflect on how rabies impacts the community.
Rabies is a very bad zoonotic disease. It's transmitted from animals to people. And in Grenada and most third world countries around the world, rabies is an increasing problem. Here we have more of a problem with farm animals, but humans do get exposed to rabies from their dogs or cat. So if you vaccinate the animals around you, you protect yourself from being exposed to rabies. And that's the idea. And you should support this initiative, because if all the animals in your community is vaccinated against rabies, it lessens the chance of you being exposed or your children being exposed to the virus.
The observance of World Rabies Day on September 28th was held under the theme Rabies, One Health, Zero Deaths. It highlighted the connection of the environment with both people and animal. Kristalina John, GBN News.
A new director has been elected for the Pan American Health Organization. Beverly Telesford has the details.
Grenada was among countries voting yesterday to elect a new director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. Dr. Yarbas Barbosa da Silva Jr. replaces Dr. Carissa Etienne as director. Dr. Barbosa has been in the front line of the COVID-19 pandemic over the last 2 years, serving as the assistant director of PAHO. He piloted PAHO's efforts to increase access to COVID-19 vaccines and to improve the region's ability to supply medicines and other health technologies. The election of the new director was part of PAHO's 30th Pan American Sanitary Conference. The week-long conference is underway in Washington, D.C. The other 4 candidates were from Panama, Mexico, Haiti, and Uruguay. During his acceptance speech, Dr. Barbosa highlighted his commitment towards filling the shoes of his predecessor, Dr. Carissa Etienne, with the support of the region.
We work together with you. It's not easy to follow Dr. Etienne's leadership, but I do believe that with the same commitment that we have to strengthen health, to strengthen the quality of life, and in our vision, we work together.
The election was conducted on Wednesday via secret ballot, with the candidate amassing majority votes becoming the new PAHO director. Following PAHO's constitution, Dr. Barbosa will sit in the position for 1 term, 5 years, and can only be re-elected once. He will take up his post on February 1st, 2023, to run through to January 31st, 2028. Dr. Carissa Etienne will complete her 2nd term on January 31st, 2023, after being re-elected back in 2017 during the 29th Pan American Sanitary Conference. The conference is PAHO's highest authority, which meets every 5 years to improve the region's policies. Governing and health officials representing the countries and territories in the Americas convened for the conference, which will come to an end on Friday. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Reduced paperwork and interfacing with immigration officers as services at the Maurice Bishop International Airport have been improved. This is what is creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social. Less paperwork and less interfacing with immigration officers as services at the Maurice Bishop International Airport have improved.
With the installation of 3 kiosk e-passport readable machines at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, visitors and returning nationals to Grenada can now enter with more ease once they are the holders of an e-passport. A faster, more efficient service at the Immigration Department is now available with the installation of the updated kiosk e-passport readable machines. Head of the Immigration Department, Superintendent Leroy Joseph, explained that the previous kiosk served only returning nationals. However, the updated machines can now serve people from all nationalities.
Social media users took to the comment section to share their thoughts about this latest development. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Kate said, "Sad I wouldn't see it." Jacinta added, "It was an ease. Great initiative." Larina said, "Let's pray that the system don't crash. Great initiative." Everest replied, "All systems do crash from time to time. Remember our traffic lights?" Wolfgang said, "It's great, but the downside will be automation, robotics, and artificial intelligence replacing people. Governments throughout the world will need less workers. This automation of everything is leading to what the World Economic Forum called the useless class. It will lead to mass unemployment. The reason why the US is pushing UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's a form of global welfare." Allison said, "Very nice." Alstacia added, "Way to go, Grenada. Nice start." That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
You're watching Network News. Still ahead, the NLA introduces more opportunities to win cash. We'll be back.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3, 7 and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion sensor garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60 and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement, engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our 2 other locations, Westerhall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew.
Ooh la la! See what's new at Courts. We've got great deals on living and dining room sets, appliances, electronics, and smart devices, and more. Shop today with no cash using Courts Ready Finance. 3 to 48-month payment plans available. Shop in store or online at shopcourts.com. Come see what's new and take advantage of these great deals only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time.
Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Hello again. Customers now have more options to win as the National Lotteries Authority is adding one more game for players. Marketing and Business Development Manager at the NLA, Risi Sam, tells us more about the game.
On Friday, 30th September, that's this Friday, we would be introducing mid-morning draws for our daily games. Now, our daily games are the Daily Cash Flow, Daily Pick 3, and the Playway games. Typically, Monday to Saturday, we draw for these games at 12:45 and also at 7:45, yes. We do that twice per day, middays and evenings. But come the 30th, Friday, we are going to be introducing a draw earlier, which is the mid-morning draws. Now, sales for the mid-morning draws is going to close at 9:45 in the morning. So it is important that customers know about this, so when they come to redeem as early as minutes to 7, which is what we see daily, when they come to redeem their tickets from the evening draw, the previous evening draw, they are going to patronize the mid-morning draw as well.
She explains the decision of the NLA for the addition.
So 3 times per day, Monday to Friday, we'll be drawing for Cash Flow, Pick 3, and Playway. But on Saturdays, we are going to continue with the schedule as it is, which is simply midday and evenings. We've had quite a lot of feedback. Personally, from my studies as well, I have noted that customers play for different reasons. There are some people, they play just for the entertainment, the fun, they will try it ever so often. There are customers who they play religiously because it's sort of like a side income for them. And there are some people, it is their income. That's what they do every day to be able to make a living. So we do appreciate that customers are finding that it's too long before they have to play again. So we have introduced the option. Now,
Risi Sam encourages people to play responsibly and relays how they can still be in for a chance to win cash from non-winning tickets.
We're asking people to play responsibly. Make sure that you have your money and it is money set aside for that, and that it doesn't impinge on anything that's considered priority. Must be 18 or older to participate in lottery games in Grenada. That's the legal age. To add to what we're doing in regards to the mid-morning, and not just the mid-morning, but the daily games. We have a promotion that will be commencing on the same day that we are introducing the mid-morning draws. Customers would get the chance to win 10 prizes of $1,000. So it's a total of $10,000 by entering your daily game tickets. So whether it's Playway, Daily Cash Flow, Daily Pick 3, once they have a value of $10 and they are non-winning, meaning you didn't win on them, but they are at a value of $10 in your purchase, you get to write your name, your number, your address on the back of the ticket and submit it in a promo box. And for that promotion would go from the 30th, that's Friday, to the 28th of October, and we will draw on the 4th of November for as much as $10,000 in cash.
Flooding in Grenville while the town of St. George experienced slightly overcast weather. Here's a look through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISO is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
While the town of St. George remained slightly overcast on Thursday, the town of St. Andrew was experiencing a different side of the weather. Flood mitigation projects to assist with flooding in Grenville were no match for the rains, which quickly filled the drains, flooding the streets and alleyways. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather up next, followed by the sports news and around the globe.
Fuel your dreams with a communal vehicle loan. It's a huge deal with super awesome rates and discounts. Get the vehicle that's just for you. Enjoy your journey. Make memories. Explore more. We're fueling dreams to your destination. It's a huge deal and it's just for you. Your destination, and we'll take you there. Call or message us on WhatsApp 405-6670 or 405-2248. Let's get you where you have to be with Communal and Friends. This special promotion is in collaboration with The Beacon Insurance, Netherlands Insurance, Greens Automotive, RF Motors, and Specialized Automotive. We're fueling dreams to your destination. Apply today. Lending terms and conditions apply.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always.
Good evening, sporting fans. Referees and other football officials will soon be in a better position to understand and execute the laws governing the sport. This as they participate in a 5-day FIFA course. The exercise started today and runs until October 3. FIFA Development Officer Xavier Santos says the sessions offer a number of opportunities to participants.
This course is organized to assist you in your development and achieve your personal and refereeing goals. Every time that we visit the countries, we are looking for new talents to develop, but not also to develop locally, just to move these talents to other stages. Like some of you have had the opportunity to show your talents internationally.
According to Santos, the game of football is always evolving, and as such, those affiliated must remain in the know.
FIFA had a FIFA platform in a website, so they have access to that information. They don't have access. They don't have to wait until some technical instructor give the instructions to them. They can go to the web page and create their playlist and be updated all the time. So this is one, be updated and be fit. Be fit is very important. The fitness, as we always say in the whole courses, fitness is the passport. If you are not fit, no matter if you know the laws of the game, but when you are going to the field and you can run, you don't go anymore. You don't go anywhere. So.
All right, so 35 individuals are participating in the course. Meanwhile, General Secretary of Grenada Football Association, Bernardine Andrews, says the workshop forms part of their developmental agenda. Added to this, Bernardine says the rollout of a national grassroots program is another focal point of the GFA.
Now we would be looking for the grassroots program to be in Kenroy, to be in Power Park, all the smaller fields, because the idea is to bring the kids out, and we don't want the kids to go too far to play. We're looking at the protection. So grassroots is definitely at the top of the what we're looking at this new executive, and also our youth development. So there is a plan, there's a player pathway that is planned from the grassroots. What happens is not just going to play on Saturday mornings, but what happens thereafter. So thereafter you would have you would be pulling out who you consider to be your elite players, pulling them together on a different day, and from these pools now you will now have your national U10, your national U12, coming from there. So we want to start, and we want to start right at the bottom, at the grassroots, and grow the game from there. The idea is by the time a child gets to be 12, they should have played hundreds of games.
The second round of matches in the Blue Stars Super Knockout Tournament is scheduled for this weekend. As all we can tell you, the action will get on the way on Saturday, with Cloche playing against Guave at 6 p.m. and Kenroy taking on Power Park at 8 p.m. On Sunday, Shamrock will lock horns with Ballers in the lone fixture on the day. Shamrock earned their second round spot after getting the better of top strikers 3-1 last evening. Moving to results of matches played in the Windward Islands Super 50 tournament, host country Grenada was forced to share points with St. Lucia after their clash at Progress Park was abandoned due to rain. Grenada, after 33 overs, were 124 for 5. Their next match will be tomorrow when they play Dominica at the same venue. This is the first senior men's tournament by the Windward Islands Cricket Board since the pandemic started in 2020. The last tournament held was in 2019, a two-day event in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and won by Dominica. The tournament comes as part of the preparatory program for the Windward Islands Volcanoes ahead of the West Indies Super 50 Championship next month. Following the Windward Super 50, the Steve Mahan-led selection panel will choose a 26-member squad to play in a best versus best series. The Windward Islands Volcanoes team will be selected immediately after to complete their preparation. That's the sports news for now. In Guyana, continuous monitoring of the national minimum wage implementation effected in July of this year by the Ministry of Labour has shown that some local companies are non-compliant. The Labour Minister is urging employees to report employers who are paying salaries under the minimum wage. More in this HGP TV report.
After years of deliberations among key stakeholders who are members of a tripartite committee, the private sector minimum wage was increased from $44,200 to $60,000 effective July 1st of this year. And while the Ministry of Labour has undertaken several means of spreading awareness to the general public, more so employees and employers, some local companies have been flouting the law. During an exclusive interview with Nightly News on Wednesday, Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton, while not tying a number to the reports he has received of companies acting in contravention of the law, said that his most recent engagement was with a company whose subcontractors were paying below the minimum wage. He said while the matter is being sorted out, he believes that most companies are honoring the new minimum wage. Hamilton said too that the change will impact just 10 to 20% of the private sector workforce, since the remainder are already earning above $60,000. According to the minister, during engagements with the executives of the companies in defiance, it was discovered that there is seemingly a misunderstanding among some employees about whom their employers are when subcontractors are present.
St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pear recently discussed reducing food imports during a meeting with the Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization. He said the meeting focused on collaborating with the FAO to provide technical support and resources to realize one of government's goals, the reduction of its food import bill by 25% by the year 2025. Details on this HTS report.
Can Helen feed herself? This is the theme of a stakeholder consultation to be held by the St. Lucia Marketing Board. General Manager Vincent Lacobiniere says a myriad of challenges are impeding St. Lucia's efforts at self-sufficiency in food security.
St. Lucia's agricultural sector continues to face tremendous challenges in terms of climate change, in terms of the lack of investment in agriculture or reduction of investment in agriculture. We have a situation where farmers are very fragmented, the inputs are very expensive. And so as a consequence, we thought that it would be good for us to bring all those issues on board and to see how we together can work and see how we can resolve some of those issues.
U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has condemned what she calls North Korea's provocative nuclear rhetoric during a trip to South Korea that included a visit to the heavily armed border dividing the peninsula. A visit to the demilitarized zone, DMZ, was intended to demonstrate the U.S.'s commitment to South Korea, a key ally in the region. More from Al Jazeera.
Following in the footsteps of many U.S. leaders before her, Vice President Kamala Harris on the heavily fortified DMZ border separating the two Koreas, touring the famous blue huts of the Panmunjom Truce Village, where an armistice signed in 1953 ended the Korean War. Looking into North Korea itself, with relations soured once more in a region of growing tensions.
In the north, we see a brutal dictatorship, rampant human rights violations, and an unlawful weapons program that threatens peace and stability. The United States and the world seek a stable and peaceful Korean Peninsula, where the DPRK is no longer a threat.
Stay with us. We'll remind you of the headlines in a moment. reminder of the headlines. Roadway opens for retroactive pension payments for retired public servants as supplementary appropriation bill passes initial stages. NDC administration tackles outstanding national debt left unserviced. Molinaire land slippage project makes headway under the new government. In Around the Globe, regionally, Guyana's Labour Minister urges employees to report employers who pay below minimum wage. Internationally, Kamala Harris visits DMZ after North Korea missile launch to demonstrate the U.S.'s commitment to South Korea. Plus, in the sports news, local referees and football officials engage in FIFA course, while Grenada share points with St. Lucia in Windward's Super 50 clash. If you missed any part of this newscast, the repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online, gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste in the Grenadian capital. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good night.